Hi, everyone. For those tuning in, my name is Rhoda Lalog, and I am the founder of Urban Consciousness. And today I have with me Pamela Ramnarain, who I'll introduce in a moment. But for those watching, just to give a little bit of context, for myself and my psychotherapy practice, I really wanted to provide an opportunity for people to share their stories and give them a platform in terms of their experience with psychotherapy. Definitely, in the last year and a half specifically, I can say that there's been a lot of conversations that I've had with leaders and entrepreneurs just about their journey with therapy. And what I have found is that there's still a lot of misconceptions about, who therapy can be good for and how therapy can actually help. So, there was an opportunity perhaps to write about the differences between coaching and therapy, but I really wanted to give people the opportunity in my network to share their stories. So I have with me today a very dear friend and colleague, Pamela Ramnarain, who is an HR director at a financial institution here in Toronto. And I will have her maybe share a little bit about her role and what she does.
Thanks, Ro, for having me. I really appreciate it. So I currently am an HR director at a financial institution. I wear many hats on a daily basis, but one of the ones I'm very proud of is heading up their D&I strategy and diversity and inclusion. And what's different is, our focus not only on diversity, but inclusion and that sense of belonging, especially for our underrepresented groups within the organization. And for me, it's that psychological safety that we're really trying to instill so that they can continue to grow and foster their career and focus along with regards to belonging. So it plays a lot into my history and kind of where I am now, and we'll get into that, but really excited about that part of my role.
That's awesome. And honestly, Pam, knowing you for as long as I have, like, this role seems like just the perfect fit for everything that you've gone through in terms of your own personal journey and your passion too. So I'm really curious if you can just share, today it feels like what you're doing is so aligned with who you are. Was there ever a time when you were unclear or unsure about the path in terms of your career?
Yeah, definitely. I've spoken about this before, where throughout my career, everything seemed status quo, and I kind of knew where I wanted to go. But I hit this point a couple of years ago where it just wasn't clear. There were so many paths forward, and I just didn't know which way to go or where to go or how to go, both personally and at work. And, where psychotherapy came in was on that journey. It was a 5-year journey, but started 2 years in. And at some point I was told it's important for you to look into your history and understand yourself in order to forge ahead in your future and what that could be. And that will support you in the direction and ultimately your purpose.
Yeah.
And so, psychotherapy really helped me on that journey.
That's awesome. And thank you for sharing that, because I think that is one of the biggest misconceptions that people have, is that, if you need psychotherapy, then something must be really wrong with you. You must be completely burnt out, stressed out, you must have a mental illness of some sort. And what you're saying for you in your journey is that you just came to a crossroads. So thank you for sharing that. I'm really curious in terms of, what you said, it makes me think about, what was it about psychotherapy you think that was kind of an aha for you that you brought forward?
It provided clarity. Clarity in the sense of what was next in my career, what I needed to do both professionally and personally to help drive that forward, and a greater sense of purpose, which I was already on that journey, but it just helped clarify that, because it forced me to look into my past, into everything that good, all the goods and the things, the challenges I had gone through in my life, to learn from those lessons and to move forward and to really hone in on those skills and attributes and values that were important to me, that would allow me to move forward in the way that I wanted to and pursue the career that I wanted to pursue, without having fear. And I think that's a lot. Yes, it's a lot to say, but the clarity piece was what I needed and what it offered to me. So that's what it did.
Yeah, thank you for that. And I think hopefully this can help, other people who are maybe on the fence about, what they need right now in their life, because we certainly need to build our toolkit of resources along our journey. And sometimes it's a mentor, sometimes it's a coach, sometimes it's a therapist, sometimes, there's so many other ways in which we can be on the journey of self-discovery and healing. And so, if there's other people out there listening that are kind of on the fence about what psychotherapy can do for them as a leader, as a professional, what would you want to say to them?
I would say it's part of your toolkit. It's part of that journey of self-discovery, self-awareness. I can tell you now, I approach things in a more practical way. I know that I can't control everything. So I say, take the chance, give it a try as part of your learning journey, and put away those misconceptions, because at the end of the day, it can actually lead you in a much more positive direction, but you should give it a try.
Awesome. Thanks so much for sharing, Pam. And I truly thank you and honor you for your vulnerability and sharing. A lot of people have, reservations about sharing their personal journey with psychotherapy because the stigma still exists. So I thank you for wearing your heart on your sleeve as always. And we'll talk soon. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye.